People who love themselves don't hurt other people. This is a popular quote by Dan Pierce. Good morning and welcome to today's episode of Women Empowerment Program, being organized and sponsored by the Rule of Law.
Good morning and welcome back to the program. To discuss the topic bullying institutions with us today is Ms. Fadila Issa Afinike. She is the head of Human Resources and Administration with the Rule of Law and Empowerment Initiative, also known as Partners West Africa, Nigeria. She's a professional administrator and strategist with vast experience in human resource development, planning, organizing, and training. Please welcome with us this morning our guest, Ms. Fadila Issa Afinike. Good morning.
Good morning,
Welcome to the
Welcome to the program.
Lovely to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Thank you. Our topic for today is bullying institutions. We want to find out from your own view, what is bullying?
Bullying is a repeated aggressive behavior towards a person or a group of people.
Yeah.
This bullying can be emotional, it can be physical, and it can be physical actually, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It can also be verbal.
Yeah, it can be
it can
verbal.
be verbal.
It's also verbal.
Yeah.
So is this seen as a major issue, especially in Nigeria?
Yeah, it's a major
today?
issue everywhere. In institutions, like you said, from university to secondary to primary schools, even as low as nursery, in our homes, in the offices, workplace, we get bullying and harassment as well.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you said it's an aggressive behavior towards another person by someone.
Really bullying that person. And it usually comes from people, they usually say it comes from people with power, but I don't think so. It can come from top. It can be an older person, or it can be a person in the office that is senior to you, that is bullying you. It can be your peer, and it can also be somebody under you that can bully you. Talking to people in a condescending manner, it's also bullying because you're talking to the person as if you have no regards for that person. Yes.
Yeah.
When somebody offends you and you're trying to make the person understand that you've offended them, it's completely different from bullying.
Yeah, thank you very much. So one of the reasons why we're having this conversation is that bullying is not extensively talked about. People don't understand. Like when this boy died recently, that was when the social media was on fire. People were talking about how they were treated in secondary schools and all. So I'm going to ask you now, what are the early warning signs of a child that is being bullied or a human being that is being bullied? What are the signs?
Okay, I think early signs to know that somebody is being bullied can be when the person is withdrawing from people.
Yes.
That means you always like being on your own by yourself. When the person is not talking anymore, when you know you have probably a vocal child and all of a sudden he's being quiet.
Yeah.
He goes to school, he comes back with injuries you can't tell. He doesn't want to go to school because he has issues in school and probably can't talk to you. When it comes to office, maybe you wake up in the morning, you don't feel like going to office, you have this boss that keeps hammering on you.
Yeah.
There's an approach, it can be different. The boss probably just wants you to do your job, but at the same time you might be reading it's too much on you and it's pressure different and you don't want to go, so it can be.
That's why I say there is a thin line.
There's actually a thin line, there is, but bullying is to harm the person. I might be correcting you. Correcting you is different. I'm correcting you to be a better person. But I'm doing it intentionally to hurt you, to bring down your self-esteem, to make you nobody. That's bullying.
Do you think bullying can be intentional?
Yeah, it can be intentional.
Do you think it can be unintentional?
I don't think so. If I want to bully you, I know I want to bully you and I want to focus on you and I put everything on you and I bully you.
So for being unintentional is when the person bullying doesn't know what bullying is.
Exactly.
So you're actually bullying somebody, but you don't even know that's
what you're doing.
So
it can be
unintentional one if you want to say. But most times you should know when. I don't know. I feel people should actually know when they are hurting someone intentionally. but they might not want to see it as being
bullying. They're just being themselves. Some people say they're just being themselves. I'm just telling you how it is.
And I don't care how you feel about it.
Yeah,
That's
things
just
like
being me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I shouldn't be laughing, but because this is not a very good topic and it's not a funny one. So I'm going to ask you again. Research has shown that women experience bullying more than men. Do you think it is so? And if you think so, why do you think it's so?
I believe women are bullied more than men because on a scale of 100, I think maybe 80%, because already being a woman, there's this...
That's what you're already in a disadvantage.
That's all.
Position.
So just because you're a woman, you're already at a disadvantage. So anything you do...
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what are the instances? Of course, you have experience in human resource, and I know that you would have experienced it in one way or the other. Can you give us some instances of a woman that has experienced bullying in an institution?
So bullying in an institution... Oops.
Sorry there.
Bullying. I can be in an office and I'm working, and then you have this manager. Okay, let me do a pair. Maybe you people are pairs in an office, and then you have this thing you're working on, and then everybody's hoarding information, and then this particular person probably doesn't have it, and the person comes to you and is asking, and you're just trying to throw the person under the bus just because you're not ready to share. You're just bullying that putting the person in a box, trying for the person not to achieve anything. You're bullying him, hoarding information. Maybe you've been there for a while, not giving the person to do something better in the organization. It impedes productivity as well.
Yeah.
Because when you're being bullied in an office, you won't be able to function at your best. You won't do anything at your best.
Okay, thank you very much. And I don't know if Jama has any other thing to ask you, because I would...
Yeah, so you've given us instance with what happens in the workplace about it affecting the person's productivity. Yeah. So I would also like to find out from what effect does it have on women. So let's use one, for example, the effects of bullying on women.
Honestly, when you bully women, first of all, there's this self-esteem. It's easier for a woman to fall short of self-esteem. So you're just not you.
Yeah.
And it will affect you back at home. It will affect you everywhere. Anything you do, you just feel you're not up to standard. Because they've already hurt and damaged that your self-esteem.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah, and I believe that once that, does it have any relation with women empowerment and getting yourself empowered?
Yeah, it has a lot to do with it. To go out there, tell women what they can do and what the sky is their limit. They can do as much as what the men are doing out there. And we have women aspiring to do that.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, if a woman is being bullied, does it have any effect on her empowerment?
Does it? Yeah. It does. Because if she's being bullied, she's not at her best.
Yes. Yeah, she won't be
at her best, so she won't be able to do anything because you've hurt her. Her self-esteem is the number one thing. If you have your full self-esteem, there's nothing you cannot achieve in this life. But the minute you've punctured holes into that, you just feel you're not up to. There's something holding you back. You're not up to.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Fadila. Do you have other questions to ask?
Yeah, just to what she said about self-esteem and you not being your best. So, for example, as a woman, maybe someone tells you you're not good enough to do something. Even when you know you can do it, it's already in your head.
So even if you're doing the perfect thing, you still feel there's something wrong. You still doubt yourself.
I can't do it. So you'll be looking at it like, oh yeah, I know I can do this thing. But then it's like, it rings in your ear. Oh, they've already said, no, I can't do it. So that kills,
doing it right.
Yes, that kills your morale and even the ability you have in you. Yeah. So it will also take someone to help reassure you, talk you out of it, and make sure that, oh yes, just
that's like the counseling. All right, thank you very much, Fadila, and thank you, Ijoma, for this session. We'll be going on a short break, and we'll also see what others in institutions think about bullying. Please stay tuned. We'll come back shortly.
Okay, my name is Oseni Daniel Benjamin.
All right, Mr. Oseni Daniel Benjamin, it's nice to have you here. Please, can you tell me what are your general thoughts on bullying?
Okay, bullying, it's actually been a negative expression in our society.
Okay.
And then in a clearer understanding of bullying, I see it like oppressing someone, and then it's cut across so many societal level, like in the school, it happens in offices, it happens even among peers in the family. Graduated and left his class before I could have my freedom in that school.
Okay, so to those people who are presently being bullied, what advice would you give them?
Personally, personal advice to those who are being bullied is for them to be able to build a kind of resistance to it, because they have a right. I think is the reason why May 1999 in Georgia, they enacted a policy around bullying so that people will have freedom from a negative experience in the society. So I felt there should be a resistance to it. There should be awareness to that effect, and individuals should be able to build a resistance to curb issue of bullying.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Benjamin.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning. Please can you tell me what your name is?
My name is Gloria Igbeyemi.
All right, Miss Gloria Igbeyemi. What are your general thoughts on bullying?
Oh, thank you so much for this question. Bullying is the act of hurting or intimidating a weaker person.
Okay, so I like the fact that you mentioned hurting or intimidating. Have you ever been hurt or intimidated? That is, have you ever been bullied?
Yes, I have been.
Okay.
So because of my lack of expressing myself and then being calm to some situations, I was mocked, called names, even slapped. Then I was scared to meet those persons, shaking, no one to talk to, no care, because even those you want to talk to end up being friends with your bullies, at that time. So I was.
All right. How were you able to see yourself through this situation?
I had to improve on my self-esteem and also be around people who would want to bring out the potentials in me. Not just bringing out the potentials in me, but also bringing it out with love, care, understanding, and focus on getting a better version of myself. And yeah, I am.
So I'm happy to see you here talking. One last question. So to those people who are presently being bullied, what advice would you give them?
Okay. So your improvement from your present state will be a tight slap on your bullies. You don't have to compete with anybody. Just try and be able to speak up for yourself, be bold, and then, improve on yourself. And the sky is your limit.
Thank you very much, Miss Gloria.
You're welcome.
Welcome back to the show. We hope you're enjoying this conversation like we are here in the studio, and we'll be discussing bullying in institutions. Please like and share, and let your friend be also enlightened on what this topic is about. So, Madam Fadila, welcome back.
Thank you.
So we've been discussing bullying institutions, and we want to find out from you how it can be tackled or prevented in institutions.
I think early awareness.
Okay.
So for kids, I think as they go to school, they're telling them what bullying is, what it means. Empathy teaches them what to be more empathetic to other children. So I'll give you an example. My daughter comes home and she tells me about her classmate that doesn't talk. And from all the signs she told me, I think the child is autistic. So I tell her that she needs to be friends with that child, because I think it's going to teach her how to be patient and how to be more empathetic when she sees people like that. And I'm sure that child is actually bullied in class, because the reason why that discussion came up was because they had a maths exam, and she said he was the only one that didn't submit and was the last person. So I asked her, what is wrong with that child? And that conversation started, and I told her, I need you to be friends with that child. So that, I think, will teach her how to be more empathetic towards others. When you see people at a disadvantage, you be nice towards them. And I think we need to teach our children, young ones, boost their self-esteem. self-confidence, so that they will know their worth. No matter how bad a child is, there's something he's good at. Make him realize that early and pump him, boost him up, so that when he goes to school, he knows he's the best, or she or he is the best, and they can thrive at anything that comes their way. So I know a lot about children, because I know they do something they call the Odd Socks Day, whereby you're supposed to show empathy to your other classmates. So you come with different pairs of socks, you wear them, and then you exchange ideas, you show them love. You're supposed to come with like a love fest, just to show that you love each other and no segregation amongst all of them.
Yeah, that's really. What about in the workplace? How do you think can be prevented? Because we, even as adults in the workplace, you find out that some people have the strong personality than others, and they tend to bully the ones,
intimidate people.
Yeah,
so it's the same thing as it has to do with awareness, and then maybe team bonding exercises for the organization, because that helps to eliminate any enmity between anybody, and it helps also to pump others in the organization as well. So when we come together and we do things together, bullying doesn't necessarily. It's all idea of condescending. When you're talking to your colleagues, you're in a condescending manner, and basically.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you now, do you think there are policies addressing bullying in
Yeah, we have a lot of policies, like
Okay.
for our organizations. I know we have a lot of policies that has to do with bullying. There's some standard procedures that are put in place. How to identify when it's become a bullying. The grievance, we have a grievance policy to how you address those issues, how you report those issues, and how those issues should be tackled.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask now, this is organizations trying to put policies in place to address bullying. Do you think there is maybe an international or like a national policy or standard that these offices are trying to adopt in their own offices?
I know that there's a research with WHO that they did a research on bullying. But then I know it was mostly had to do with institutions.
Yes.
So that is there, and that's where people draw a lot of information from to form their own policies in-house. I attended another training in school again for the children that had to do with bullying, and all this came up and it was addressed as well.
So do you think organizations are aware of this policy, and do you think most organizations don't just have them on paper? Do they actually work with it?
Having the document is different, but putting it into practice is a completely another thing. I don't know how it works in other organizations, but I know making staff realize that those policies are in place and how they can address those issues. And then we have a department whereby you can go lay your complaints, and then those issues are addressed. So probably I'll keep on telling people about it, keep on informing them, because some people have even been bullied. They don't know they're bullied because they don't know what bullying is. But once you tell people, they know, they realize, and then you find out how to address those issues.
All right. Thank you very much. Ijama, before we go, do you have another question to ask her?
Yeah, I just wanted to find out from you. We talked about awareness. So
People who talk about it will make people aware. And social media, it's easy now. Everybody has it. Let's be able to talk about it, say things about it, and make people identify what bullying is.
Thank you very much, Fadila, and thank you, Ijama, for this. Thank you, our viewers, for taking our time to join us on this session on bullying. Fadila has mentioned earlier that it is an aggressive act by someone towards another person. Remember, this particular topic is about enlightening others. So we also encourage you to like and share so that other people can be enlightened. Thank you very much for joining us. Join us again next week, Friday, as we discuss another interesting topic still on women empowerment. For now, I would say have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Thank you.